How to choose bait flavors for summer wild fishing. As soon as summer comes every year, many anglers start to feel confused about which flavor of bait to use. Some veteran anglers say that using fragrant bait is better in summer, as fishy bait tends to attract small fish and cause a commotion in the nest. New anglers also keep asking how to choose. In fact, this matter can't be generalized, it needs to be flexibly adjusted according to specific situations. 1. Determine bait based on water quality. The waters where we usually fish can be crystal clear or green like rice soup, and these are the differences in water quality. In green waters, there are many plankton and abundant microorganisms, so fish don't lack food. At this time, using bait with a touch of grain fragrance or milk fragrance will have a better effect. It's like buying fish in the market. Fish raised in green water always have an earthy smell, and at this time, using lighter flavored bait is more to their taste. It's different when encountering crystal clear waters. In such places, fish have less food and need to supplement protein. At this time, adding some fishy bait properly, such as shrimp powder or fish meal, can stimulate fish to open their mouths. However, don't use pure fishy bait directly, as it's easy to attract swarms of small fish. 2. Skillfully respond to weather changes. In summer, the most annoying thing about fishing is sunny days, when fish all hide in deep water to cool off. At this time, it's recommended to use natural flavored bait, such as cornmeal or wheat bran with natural grain fragrance, which can not only reduce the vigilance of fish but also avoid small fish from disturbing the nest. If it's a cloudy or rainy day, especially light rain, the sound of raindrops hitting the water surface can cover the footsteps on the shore. At this time, adding some fishy ingredients to the bait, such as red worm powder, can greatly improve the fish attracting effect. The most worthwhile time to seize is the period right after the rain stops and the sun comes out. Just after a heavy rain, the water is full of oxygen, and the sediment on the shore is washed into the water, making the fish active. At this time, using a formula of 70% fragrance and 30% fishiness, which has both the natural fragrance of grains and a touch of fishy stimulation, can often lead to continuous catches. But after the sun comes out and the water temperature rises in half a day, the fish's feeding activity will slow down, and it's necessary to adjust in time. 3. Deal with different fish conditions. In wild fishing, the most troublesome thing is encountering small fish disturbing the nest. Small fish like whitebait and topmouth gudgeon have a sharp sense of smell, and they will swarm in as soon as the fishy bait enters the water. At this time, it's better to switch to light flavored bait with grain or sweet potato fragrance, such as cooked corn kernels or roasted sweet potatoes mixed with bait, which can often bypass small fish and target the desired fish directly. If the fish are biting very gently, such as in low-pressure weather, you can appropriately increase the proportion of fishiness. However, it's important to control the amount. Too much fishiness can easily make the nest dead, no fish come. 4. Use broad-spectrum bait for new fishing spots. When fishing in unfamiliar waters, the safest way is to bring several types of basic bait. For example, prepare a pack of grain-scented Field 918, a pack of fishy fragrant blue crucian carp bait, and some conditioning bait to adjust the powdering property. When arriving at the fishing spot, first try fishing for half an hour, and adjust the proportion according to the fish's feeding situation. In unfamiliar waters, it's also helpful to observe the bait used by other anglers as a reference. 5 Practical Mixing Tips. When making bait in summer, pay attention to controlling the state. The powdering should not be too good, otherwise small fish will compete for food more fiercely. You can add some snowflake powder or light bran appropriately to make the bait more fluffy but with slower atomization. In addition, bait should be made and used immediately, especially bait containing fishy ingredients, which is easy to deteriorate and smell bad if left for a long time. For fishing large fish like carp, it's recommended to use fermented corn or wheat grains to make a nest. When hooking, dip the corn kernels in some honey or Chinese rice wine, which has both grain fragrance and a touch of fermentation flavor, making it more attractive to big fish. Finally, it's most taboo to stick to one bait formula when fishing in summer. In the morning, when the water temperature is low, you can use mainly fishy bait. When the sun comes out and the temperature rises, switch to fragrant bait. When the fish's feeding slows down, adding some fruit acid or strawberry scented additives appropriately can often get the fish to start biting again. Well, finally, I wish everyone never comes back empty-handed. Author profile: I am a self-media blogger who loves fishing and is good at sharing. Follow me, and let's exchange fishing skills and discuss every bit of wild fishing for anglers. Give a like, collect, and follow to avoid getting lost in the next update.